12:04, TSN 690. Welcome back to the show. It's Game Points with Matthew Ross. We are here until 1 a.m., and that music means only one of two things. This is television and the Fox Network, or we're talking some football right here on the show. And as we do every Tuesday night, we have 4 games to go over for the upcoming week in football, and we update you on our standings. GamePointsRadio.com. You can see the full standings there. We have a pool, of myself, Mo Khan, Stefano Michello, Eric Thomas, Mitch Gallo, and Sean Coleman, and we pick our 4 games. What are the standings? How did we do last week, Stefano?
Well, most of us did fairly well, mostly around 2-2. A couple of us at 1-3, but as the standings go right now, you, Matthew, and Mitch Gallo are now tied at 28 and 28 apiece. So this is like,
wow.
Like I said many times, it's like the NFC West of 2 years ago, where maybe a losing record wins the pool this season. And as far as the rest of the standings go, producer slot at 26 and 30, myself at 25 and 31, 0-4 this week. Youch. And Mo Khan tied with Sean Coleman at 24 and 32. And last.
That's good stuff.
What was my record last week?
1-3.
1-3. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. All right, let us go to these games for the week.
All right, well, what the Houston Texans lost last night, this upcoming game is a huge one on Sunday. Indianapolis Colts, 8.5-point underdogs at Houston.
Yeah, I got to go with the Colts. I don't see a reason not to. This is a team that just routinely plays a lot of close games. They excel in the fourth quarter. They had a chance to sit back and watch Houston on Monday night. This is a short week for the Texans. It's a lot of points. It's a divisional game. It's game 1 of 2. Colts have to win it to make game 2 relevant for that division. Give me the Colts.
Give me the Texans. Last time the Texans lost big on national TV was to the Packers. They came back and beat the Baltimore Ravens, 43-13 at home. They're playing a very tough Colts team. However, I do like Houston to win this football game very big.
Yeah, give me the Texans as well. I know the Colts have had a great season, but Houston is 11-2, and the only 2 hiccups on their schedule are the Packers and the Patriots, 2 teams that you can expect to lose to. And also, as far as the Colts are concerned, they keep winning games, but they have to do it at the last second. All these comeback victories, I think, is going to eventually catch up with them. I say it starts this week in Houston.
This is the week that Houston puts the hammer down in AFC South and finally clinches it. I'm going to go with the Texans here. Mitch Gallo has gone with the Colts, and Sean Coleman's picks yet to be submitted.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
I'm serious.
I think Coleman's in South Beach right now preparing for the big Irish-Alabama football final on Jan 7th.
All right, I'm going to text Coleman right now.
Ask him where he is. Where is he? South Beach or in Montreal?
Yeah, really. What's up with that? We need your picks.
Real classes of him, given that the games begin on Thursday and we're early Wednesday morning now.
Yeah,
High and dry.
All right, let us go to game 2.
Game 2, we have the New York Giants, 1.5-point underdogs on the road at the Atlanta Falcons.
You know, I'll tell you something. The Giants play some pretty good road ball this year, and Atlanta coming off a loss. I can't do it. I got to go with the Falcons. Falcons don't lose in the Georgia Dome. It's a short spread. If it was 3.5, I would go with the Giants, but it's a 1-possession under a field goal spread. Give me the Falcons. No other reasons necessary.
Sorry, Eric Thompson. I'm going with the New York Football Giants. Giants have had success playing in the ATL at the Georgia Dome. The Giants, as you pointed out, Matt, are a good football team on the road. I will take the Giants because, again, that front four can definitely create havoc and force Matt Ryan, who, by the way, has the worst TD to INT ratio in the last 4 weeks of the year. So I think there might be some INTs going by Stevie Brown's way once again.
I say no. Falcons are going to get it done at home. They do not lose at the Georgia Dome. And the reason that they're going to win this game is because they were embarrassed last year in the playoffs by these New York Giants on their way to a Super Bowl. They only put 2 points up on the board, and that was thanks in part to their defense. It was safety. So I'm going to say Falcons take the win here at home, especially given the murderer's road that the Giants have had to play as of late.
You mean the Giants, because the Giants, I think, are going to be more desperate for a win than the Falcons. Falcons have already clinched the NFC South. Just one win needed really to put away the NFC, so I'm going to go with the Giants here as they need it more. And
right.
Mitch has gone with the Giants as well.
Mitch has gone for the Giants. All right, game 3.
Game 3, you have another very close spread. Pittsburgh Steelers, 1.5-point favorites on the road at the Dallas Cowboys.
Pittsburgh Steelers, 1.5-point favorites on the road at Dallas. Now, this is one of those games where you look at it and you go, wait a second, you got to take the Cowboys. They're coming off a win. Steelers are coming off a loss. No way, absolutely not. Can't take the Steelers. Oh, really? Watch me. This is the NFL, and anything can happen in the NFL, and just when you think you have a team pegged, something flips around. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Big Ben will bounce back. He wasn't ready last week. He'll be ready this week. Give me the Steelers.
I, too, would take the Pittsburgh Steelers in this football game. Remember, of course, the Cowboys coming off an emotional win over the Bengals after the passing of their teammate in the car accident on Friday night. Remember what happened to the Chiefs this week. They lost big to the Cleveland Browns. And again, the Cowboys going into this week will have a lot more going on in their minds, of course, with the funeral coming up. And then not forget that the Pittsburgh Steelers coming down to Dallas, who have had their number the last couple of times they played each other here. I like Pittsburgh, especially after coming off an ugly loss to the Chargers, to rebound and have a much better performance than last week.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh is going to keep it close, but I say Dallas wins the game just because I have pegged them as a Super Bowl contender, and I think they're still there. It really does depend on where Dez Bryant is at, because I think that's a big part of their offense, obviously, but I still like the Cowboys to get it done given the rest of their schedule. They only have to face Washington and New Orleans, 2 winnable games from here on out, and only a game back of the New York Giants, so I've got the Cowboys.
I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I mean, coming off the bad loss they did to San Diego, they're due for a bounce back, and I have a feeling it's going to be destined to come down to the Steelers and Bengals in Week 16, and I think that's what's going to decide the wild card spot, so I think it's just destined to go that way. And Mitch Gallo has gone with the Steelers as well.
All right.
And the last game, the Sunday Nighter, San Francisco 49ers, 6.5-point underdogs at the New England Patriots.
Wow. Hard to go against the Patriots. You try and do it every week, and every week they win by 87 points. It's crazy. It's crazy. 49ers are a team that's not built to score a ton of points, but that's kind of been thrown out the window in light of their new quarterback, who's really an X factor. However, when you're going up against the New England Patriots, they can run up the score and run it up against some pretty darn good defenses as well. They're coming off a short week, which obviously is always a factor here, but San Fran's coming off a game in which Miami was in that game for a very long time, maybe should have won that game down the stretch with a more seasoned quarterback. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Patriots and lay the points. It's not something I've done a lot this year, but I've been burned routinely by New England. I'm going to take New England this time.
Give me New England as well. Cross-country travel for the Niners coming out to the Northeast. Remember, a Sunday night football game in the cold weather. Let's see what Colin Kaepernick does on primetime against a much better New England Patriot defense, which is leading the league in turnovers in fear for the football team right now. And also, let's not forget, it's Tom Brady. And if he gets hot and often in that football game, especially in the first quarter where he's connecting with his receivers, Patriots are a better football team when they have the lead, whereas with the Niners, they need the lead to win football games. If they play from a deficit, no way they have a chance to keep up with the Pats.
Yeah, I say Pats all the way here as well. Tom Brady once again back in the MVP conversation, thanks in part to a great game last evening. You got some stuff going on in San Francisco. Brandon Jacobs getting suspended for a game or two for his comments earlier this week, so a little bit of turmoil in the locker room. These guys just keep getting it done, and they're going to win again at home in primetime.
I got to go with the Patriots as well. I know that the NFL is always a week where things go up and down from week to week, but the Patriots have yet to fall, so I'm just going to go with them here because they just seem like the offense is too good to beat right now. Mitch Gallo, though, has taken the 49ers.
Interesting. All right.
Maybe you know something we don't.
Yeah. Well, we all don't know anything clearly by our records, so we'll just say that. I will say, however, in my regular pool where I pick all of the games, I am in first place out of 19 men, so it's frustrating. Frustrating to be mediocre.
Well, you're technically in first place here still.
Get out of here, 500.
Actually, we should play our clip for you now, Matt Ross. This is like a perfect segue for how we feel about you. We all chipped in, Eric Thomas, Steph Mitchell, and I. Here we go, courtesy of Eric Thomas, about to press play.
How about Peyton Manning, boys? Not too bad, huh?
Not too bad, man.
That would be Stefano Micella. Is that his imitation of me?
Yeah.
I couldn't get my voice to go any higher.
He sounds like a drunk sportscaster. That's what he sounds like.
How about Peyton Manning, boys? Not too bad, huh?
All right.
Perfect segue.
I don't know what to say to that. I really